mustache is like, no. Like, bitch,
before.
that's what's no? Not the fact that his brain is out? Not.
He literally has open wounds all over his body.
Right.
You didn't like the mustache, even though to me I was like, wait a minute, is this Bill Skarsgård or Oscar Isaac?
Bro, I was like, is this Magnum PI?
Exactly.
Nosferatu stash.
Hey, sir.
See, that'd be hysterical if it became like a trend.
You know.
Go ahead with that voice again.
God.
How did he start off?
Welcome to the Cine-Men podcast. We are here tonight to welcome you to Nosferatu.
A piece of me?
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Good morning, Vietnam! I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
You do? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
What up, moviegoers? Happy Monday. Welcome to episode 329. Welcome to a new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Juan, and I'm joined by the cast, the crew, the fellas.
What's up? How you doing, folks?
Satch.
Sashery.
I'm doing pretty well. How about you guys?
Good, knowing that it's the last episode of 2024.
Oh my gosh.
And we're here talking about Nosferatu.
By the way, that might be the best entrance we've ever had. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's been a few weeks, so everybody joining us, thank you. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and everybody had a good few weeks off. I know we did. We took some time off.
And hopefully you have any good holidays that you celebrate, no matter what it is. That's just what we celebrate. So, that's part of our thing. But any holiday that you celebrate, we hope it was a good one at least.
A good one.
Yes.
Whichever celebration you partake in. We don't judge here at the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. We welcome.
I mean, we've got a State fan, we've got a Sooners fan, and we've got a What is that again?
We bid thee welcome.
And it's Texas fan,
Say whatever you want to. It's January almost, and we're still playing football while everybody else is at home. So,
hey, 1 point's 1 point,
But two more games to go, and then we're in the big dance. Wait a minute, we're not talking about this Nosferatu?
I thought we were talking about the SpongeBob Nosferatu. I just watched that episode.
Anyway,
I thought we were talking about Shadow of the Vampire.
Oh, nice.
Where Willem Dafoe plays Orlok.
Yeah.
We're running into something, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, we are here for a brand new episode. If you guys did not join us 2 weeks ago, our latest episode was all about Home Alone. It was our holiday episode. Go back and check out that movie. It's on Disney Plus. It's on Hulu, and it's Home Alone. If you haven't seen it, go. I don't know what you're doing here.
It's been out for a long time, man.
Probably the wrong podcast for you. That's for sure. But Ed, how do they find the links to all of our episodes, past episodes, and our social media?
Man, it's too easy. All you got to do is go to facebook.com/The Cine-Men Movie Podcast. That is TheCinemenMoviepodcast. Instagram is all at The Cine-Men Movie Podcast as well. X is at Cinnamon405. That email is at cinnamon921@gmail.com. email us, talk to us, let us know what's up, let us know what's on your mind.
Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about Nosferatu. Currently on IMDb, it stands at an 86%, or a 7.8. Rotten Tomatoes is 86%. The Metascore is 78%. The Letterboxd is a 3.9 out of 5. With a $50 million budget so far, this opening weekend has grossed $43.9 million at the box office, with a December 25th, 2024 release date. Starring Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Bill Skarsgård, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, Ralph Fiennes. Written for the screenplay by Robert Eggers. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire who is infatuated with her, causing to unleash horror upon its awake. Guys, we are going into spoiler heavy territory, but you know what? It's a tale that's
Old as time.
Yeah, it's over 100 years old, and that's what we're going to get into. We're talking about Nosferatu. So if you haven't seen it or any kind of its adaptation, go check it out. It's currently in theaters. I seen it today, early this morning. So yeah, let's talk about it. We're 6 minutes into the episode, so pause, go check it out, stream it, illegalize it, do whatever you got to do. Just go watch it. You know.
So, has anybody here between us three seen the 1922 version?
Yes.
Well, Johnny owns it right behind him, so I'm assuming so.
Hey,
yeah,
you never
I've
know.
seen
He's got a lot. So
he does. He has a lot of movies that he's not even seen, so that is true. But yeah, I wanted to start that conversation off of let's talk about the original before we talk about the new one.
Yeah.
And but you know, even going into that, whether it's the original, whether it's the 1930s one, it's the same tale. It's the same
story. It's the story of Dracula.
And you know, didn't Nicholas Hoult play? Wasn't Nicholas Hoult in a Dracula movie like last year?
Redfield. Yeah. Yeah.
Did he play the same, almost the same exact character?
No, yeah. He played no. He played the little simp boy for Dracula. He didn't play the husband of the dude he was trying to riz up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, anyway, in some crazy adaptation of the story, it's always the guy who's getting Dracula to sign the real estate clause. Technically, you know,
yeah,
Dracula's in the real estate business. He wants to move to Germany. Therefore, so I've heard the sausages are great this time of year.
The Wiener
yes. So
as well as the Spätzle.
And I think this movie is going to be very divided amongst fans in general. I've already seen it. I've already read some of it. I whether who you talk to, this movie is decent or this movie is really good or really bad. I don't think there's a lot of people that are just really strung up upon this movie. I think your average moviegoer is probably saying like this movie is kind of okay, while the film critics are just like butter glazing all over it. So we'll see what our opinions here, whether they matter or not. I mean, hell, you know, sometimes 8,000 people a week listen to us and download us. On the other hand, no, I'm sorry, that's right. 8,000 people a week.
Where's your enthusiasm, Johnny? Our opinions do matter. We're the only ones that matter.
He said it, not me.
You've got these different versions as well as you've got different people. And not only that, you've got different people who have worked with Robert Eggers and came back to work with him. Not only that, but you've got even a person that has worked on it before telling of the same story as a whole different character. Willem Dafoe, of course, notably played Count Orlok in Shadow of the Vampire. Funny enough, you know, he has come back to the Count Orlok story, the Nosferatu story, to play a difference. Huh?
I didn't see that one.
Pretty good movie.
Is that the one that's an HBO exclusive?
No,
that's
it had a theatrical release. Yeah.
That's the Salem's Lot that came out this year, which is technically about the same thing.
It's terrible, but yeah.
That one was it's nothing to write home to mom about, but it's something to watch.
Speaking of writing to somebody about, let's dig into Nosferatu. again, spoiler territory. This takes place in 1838.
Yes.
And can we just pause real quick and say whether it's a short film, a low budget film, whether it's an indie film, or it's supported by a huge Universal backlot like The Northman, can we just give Robert Eggers some freaking flowers here?
Yeah.
This dude knows how to make a movie. He knows how to make it look gorgeous. His screenshots, his wide camera shots are just amazing in every movie he's done. And in Nosferatu, I have to say the
Dude.
he makes the entire movie, no matter where you're at in a country, in the movie, he makes everything just feel like a spectacle.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you've got to give him a lot of credit. This is one of the few movies I actually enjoy the jump scares. That they're not cheap. If you, because don't get me wrong, they get overused, they get overplayed, they get cheapened. But this one didn't cheap out on them. This one didn't.
But if you know
it right.
But if you know his work, he knows how to use jump scares.
No. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm saying
in his movies, you don't rely on any of them, and there's so few and far between that you hardly even realize, oh, there was a jump scare.
Yeah, because I think there was 2 or 3 in this one.
See, I count jump scares when I'm watching something like Insidious or something like that for the spotless mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's something like Nosferatu, or if it's something that a Robert Eggers or a Ari Aster put out, like their story is so embedded into the characters and the development of the scenery. You don't look for jump scares in these kind of movies.
Well, I think some of it is just the cinematography. I think the cinematography works so well in this that, like you said, Ed, the jump scares are earned. Like especially with the first time we meet Nosferatu and Tom in the castle setting, that was one of the best well shot scenes I've seen this year.
So, talking about that, I know this is a little different, but it reminds me of that because whenever you first go in to meet Count Orlok, when you first get to see a full body view of Count Orlok, you don't. You first see his shadows and the tricks of the light.
Well, that's what I really appreciated. Eggers did the Spielberg effect where he really saved the monster for like a really like big sequence. It's always he's out of frame in the background. You see his face, you see his hand, you see like over camera or shoulder shot.
Yeah,
you know, it's always you never see him until he actually they do the where he stands up in the coffin sequence from the original film. So it's just I really gotta acclaim Eggers for that, and Bill Skarsgård's performance of like, wow, he really went all out for this one.
Well, not only like I like how you say monster, because how just a few weeks ago we talked about Christopher Nolan humanizing everything he does. Well, in this movie, it reminded me so much of The Northman that Eggers really puts his humanization on his monster in this movie.
Yeah, I think Eggers, I watched an interview with him like a week or two before the movie came out, and he said his main goal with this is he wanted to take it back to a movie monster. He didn't want it to be like romantic. He didn't want it to be sexual. He wanted to be not sexual, but like he did not want to be a sexy vampire. He wanted to be like a gruesome thing. So
I was about to say
there is sex in this, but I'm talking about like as a monster.
But that's something else I got to say I kind of appreciate, because Dracula himself, dating all the way back to the 1800s or the 1900s or the 20s, he's a very sexual being. Like he's a very sexual. It's a very sensual, sexual story.
It's that romanticized noble that knows how to go ahead and go after what he wants. He's a
look at this right here. Does that not look monstrous?
Bela Lugosi was a good looking dude. I mean, honestly, but you've got the other side of the spectrum with Max Schreck.
Yeah,
he
literally looks like a vampire in real life.
But it's like a haunting vision of a vampire. It's kind of like, who in the hell would want to do anything with him? And now this readapting, retelling of that same story with Robert Eggers and Bill Skarsgård goes another step.
Which I am surprised that they got him to look that much like Oscar Isaac. I was like,
Listen, you know, we talked about this right before we came on the air. Like everyone's like hating on the mustache. I think the reason he did that, true, like real talk, is that he was trying to give like a historical context to Vlad the Impaler, who Dracula is truly based off of.
That, yes, but at the same time, he wanted to go ahead and give a Romanian / Transylvanian nobleman in the medieval time period.
He was
and
also,
make it,
if Nosferatu is trying to bust some Mario coins out of somebody, you got to kind of have the Mario stash. You know what I mean? Like,
but at the same time,
that's the last time you can compare Mario to Mario Nosferatu in the same sentence.
But at the same time with that, he wears the big bear furs. He wears the cap of fur. He wears, you know, all these brilliantly old and tattered robes and all that.
He looked like a goth version of Freddie Mercury. Like he had the fur, he had the mustache, he had that voice. Like
I'm waiting to see how far you're going to take this.
I mean, he even had some of the spots on him.
If you want to cut that out, that'd be fine. Right?
With that, you know, I think it's a brilliant idea once you see Count Orlok for the first time, truthfully, in the light, to have him almost zombie-like. Because this guy, you know, let's say he's from 14 something. That would make him around 400 years old at this time. And that right there, you wonder, like, you've got Eric Northman, you've got Edward Cullen, you've got Dracula, you've got the pretty boys and all that, kind of like what you said with Robert Eggers and how he didn't want to go that route with the romanticized or sexualized vampire. It's almost like this could potentially be real because, yes, able to, you know, heal and stuff like that and able to do a lot of different things, but at the same time, how would the skin hold up after 200, 300, 400 years? How would the tissues, you know, evolve or devolve or disintegrate, or, you know, and I'm not trying to bring science into it. Like, this is about a vampire. Like, if you're trying to bring science into this damn
like
movie,
the Twister episode now.
but Twister's real. Twister's real. Vampires are not.
Technically, in 1847,
this movie does a very good job in trying to make it real, but at the same time trying to stray away from what they did early.
You see, like, to me, I thought they did a very good job of paying respect to the 1922 version, but also doing their own thing. Robert Eggers wanted to put his own spin on the story, but also saying, hey, I wanted to pay respect to Max Schreck and F.W. Murnau and their version. And I think they did a very, very good job of it. It was a good balance between the two.
Oh, no, for sure. And I mean, okay, so let's get the hate out of the way. You brought it up earlier.
Who?
Mustache. A lot of people are hung up on just the mustache.
There's also there's a lot of people hating right now on this movie as far as not just the mustache or the way he looks or the way he sounds. But I mean, what did you guys think of? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, that was my only nitpick. I think I'm starting to get at the age where I feel like movies could be like an hour and a half and we'll be good. Like, I think we could have shaved off like maybe 10, 15 minutes off of this, but I was really sitting there thinking what I could take out, and I really couldn't take out anything, truthfully. But other than that, like, I'm gonna give this movie a very good grade. So
if I could take anything out, to me it would be
the necrophilia.
I mean, no,
that is a part of the plot and the whole story, though. It is a bit much, but
what scene are you talking about?
The
scene
very
where
end.
after Aaron Taylor Johnson's family dies and he goes into the crypt, and we cut away right before he's about to do whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay, see that
They hint at it, but they don't show it, which
I
I'm
mean,
appreciative of.
that could have been
yeah,
that could have been taken out, including him wheezing over his kids. But I do like the death scene of the two kids because I think
Oh,
at
yeah.
that point, it was necessary to see him do something that evil.
that
Yeah.
was fucking brutal.
Well,
But I think
I agree with you. I think it really has to show like this is a true monster, and he's going to do anything to get to Ellen.
Dude, because whenever he let go of that one on the right and blood just glopped off of him, I was just like, holy shit, this is not.
I think
Oh,
honestly, this is a 2-hour and 17-minute movie. Taking away the credits, it's only like 2 hours and
12
9 minutes, really.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's really anything that could be taken out. Everything was, and that's the thing. People don't realize about Robert Eggers. He's so detailed in his work from the opening scene until the very ending. I know a lot of people are complaining about the ending too. He's very detailed. Nothing that's in there is a waste.
no, I don't think anything in there is a waste. This is one of those movies that the timestamp goes by.
You get more than just a horror movie in this. You get a
drama, romance, a thriller, a horror. You get so much packed.
You get
there's a little bit of actually
possession movie.
Possession. There's a little bit of like dark comedy to it if you're like
Yes.
in certain sequences. But I'm curious, like other than the mustache, like we talked about it, but what else are people like complaining about this movie? Is it just like length? Is it because there's a gothic sense to it?
I've heard complaints of, oh, this isn't that original. It's an adept. Yes, because
it's a remake of Dracula. That's what
Bram
it is.
Stoker's Dracula came out before anything else did. And this was Nosferatu that he's got up there on the shelf is technically an illegal making a copyright back in 1920, 1921 when they originally tried to. Then they slipped it in there during 1922. Then it was taken off and like
Bram Stoker's widow sued. It almost destroyed every physical copy of the film,
literally,
with the exception of a few. And
is that why this thing is like $50 right now?
More than likely,
yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, they almost burned that movie out of existence.
Yep.
Well, they should have because it's honestly kind of god awful.
But at the time, that was a very scary film just because, yes, that silent movies and all that stuff was different. But with that, Max Schreck did not look normal in that, dude. I mean, Count Orlok, you've got Bela Lugosi who looks like a regular human, slick back hair and, a bit of an odd dressing. And then he acts weird as hell and drinks blood. And it's like, that's creepy as hell. This dude has 12-inch long fingers with god-awful nails, a very clean bald head, elf-looking ears, extremely pale skin, and
open sores and wounds all over his body. It literally looks like a fungus on his skin, almost.
It's hard to truly nail it, but at the same time, like this one was the horror vampire. The other one was the vampire original, yes, true.
Yeah.
But this was the horror vampire.
One of my biggest compliments I really want to give during this review is we talked about Bill Skarsgård. I think he knocks it out of the park as Count Orlok, but I really want to give credit to Lily Rose Depp and Nicholas Hoult. I thought those two were, with the exception of him, those were the two outstanding performances.
Nicholas Hoult
I think they all did their fair share of like really good jobs. This is a movie of like performances are just lined up there where you could.
I think they were good. I think everyone did a very good job, but I just think Lily Rose Depp, I think she really sold the emotional and the terror that character had to go through.
Not only that, but then all the scenes, especially the castle scenes with Nicholas Hoult, with Thomas and Orlok, because you've got Bill Skarsgård, basically demanding him to call him my lord or whatever. And you've got Nicholas Hoult over there going,
And honestly,
I'm just
like
selling you a house, bro.
and it's so minute, but like that wheeze that he does, it just like it adds to the performance. It's
It
just like
does.
it's almost like, dude, you sound like 100,000-year-old man, which makes sense. He
Well, I
sounds
mean,
like
deterioration of the lungs and organs and all that.
Yeah.
But at the same time with Nicholas Hoult and how he was going through different changes in the sickness that he had, and trying to get back to Ellen and all that. But I mean, Nicholas Hoult gone through quite a bit, you could see, as well as
Even-
some apparently awkward stuff, because he got a gift from Robert Eggers that he has apparently on a wall, because he felt it on his leg at one point.
Felt what on his leg?
He felt it on
was
his
in-
leg.
It was in the scene. You probably saw it.
When he was drinking the blood of Thomas at first, when he was on the floor, he was practically humping his leg. Yeah, he felt the Nosferatu.
Let's bring that up, because there's another like complaint online about like people just don't see where it needs to be over sexuated in this movie. Why did you have to show vampire dong? Why was there the sex scene right before with him and his wife before everything finished off at the end? Why did she technically let Nosferatu have his way with her at the end? Like,
the third one, people weren't paying attention.
That's explained though.
The second one, understandable. The first one,
I mean, there's literally a scene where it's not Helen.
They're all. I think they're all needed. Why did you say to the second one?
The second one is kind of weird because
she straight up tells him, like, the demon inside of her is like, he's a much better lover technically than you are. So that kind of just gets him.
But it's also, in order to save your life, I have to sacrifice mine. I mean, that's literally what it says.
For the third, yeah. For the end scene, yes. Not only that, but she wasn't doing that just for him. She did that for almost the entire town.
Yeah, because the plague had literally taken over the town.
And it's funny because they used real rats for that.
Yeah,
there was like
all trained
500
trained
real
Hollywood rats. Yeah, there's like a whole bonus feature about it online. But like at the beginning, like the literally first scene of the movie is her making the prayer of someone to love her, and Nosferatu catches it, and that sets off the entire movie almost.
And she basically screws up because she doesn't say like Holy Spirit or God or Jesus or something like that. She goes straight up and is like, anybody, whoever hears this call, please come to me. And it's just like,
dude, you know what you just unleashed?
Bro?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like, I understand being lonely, but you a pretty girl back then. Like, if you really wanted some, like, just offer yourself to like one of the 10 strangers on the streets.
And you got with Nicholas Hoult, who's a good-looking guy. Like, what's the problem?
Bam, good, tall, skinny, lean, and all that. But
here's the thing, I get kind of like why people are upset with the over-sexualized nature of this. I get it to a point. At some point, like I'm half and half, honestly. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of needed in order to tell the story.
Exactly. And that's the thing, because this is essentially, and this is kind of messed up, call it what you want, but essentially this is a movie about a booty call.
Yeah,
am I wrong?
You're right. I mean, to a certain extent, you're right.
Okay, but like, dude wants one guy's wife and all that good stuff. It is. Dude wants a guy's wife, or wants a girl. Girl wants guy. Right. Okay, guy hears call from girl. What's up? She's like, not much. Skips forwards a few years. He's still like, hey, what's up? And she's like, I'm married. He's like, the fuck? We'll see.
I don't care.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Homeboy gonna sign him over for a little bit of gold. What's up, girl? And
think you literally just did the Robot Chicken version of this movie.
Like,
I'm not even
but
joking.
because don't get me wrong, Nicholas Hoult or Thomas was highly suspicious of him from the get-go because he was scared. Dude, I wouldn't have gone into that castle, bro.
Oh,
There
absolutely
ain't
not.
no, I don't give a damn how much he paying. He could have filled my house with gold. And
Yeah, I'm
I
not doing it.
still am not that you will no, you will sign this paperwork for old boy's house and
Ed-
yo ass will go alone.
Ed, they didn't have email back then. If they had email back then, this movie would only be like 10 minutes long.
I swear. But literally, he goes and all that, and he's like, so what does this all say? Oh, it's just in the language of my forefathers.
I like how they explain that. It's just like, oh, it's my own language. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the
Right, like
technicality.
sign in the box, bro. That's all you got to do. I signed below it. We're good. Here, matter of fact, here's your goal, dog. Here's the goal. And then Thomas is just like, I don't know. Cool, bro. There's your home. I'm gonna take my gold.
Something else I kind of appreciated. They did it one scene, which I want to talk about that in a minute. They didn't do the traditional bite. Like it was almost like a chest bite. It wasn't like a neck bite. I thought that was
body
kind of
bite of some kind.
Yeah, it was like a cool, like, I want to do something different. So here's how we'll do it.
With that, I gotta agree, but go further. Not only that, but the gulping, not the drinking, not the sipping. Okay, but the gulping. I was like,
in our theater, there was like an audible like, ugh.
Dude, no, seriously, mine too, because they were like, what? Because
there's only 3 people in mine.
Dude, I think there was maybe 3 seats left in mine.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
I went Christmas Day. I went Christmas Day. It was completely sold out. Like
okay.
Every showing like that day was sold out.
I went Friday to the Moore, Warren.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean it was theater 16 or theater 6. It wasn't one of the big ones, but
was it a screening room?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
But no, it was pretty much, if not sold out.
I mean, this movie did really well. It came in number 3rd this weekend. So I think I called it, didn't I? I thought it would be in the top 5 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of
almost
myself.
making its money back in the first weekend,
which is very impressive for this to be like a, I'm not going to say independent film, but like not like a widely accessible film. Like kids are not going to go see this. Well, no,
I wouldn't take anybody under like at least 16 to see this. At least.
No. I think there was like maybe a 12-year-old in my showing.
Of course, I had an 8-year-old when I seen Deadpool the first time.
I think this will be one of those movies that's highly widely talked about, but I think it'll be one of those that probably gains some traction once it maybe hits like streamings and stuff. I think it's already one of those movies that's trending, but I don't think it's going to be a hit until maybe a few months down the line. I do kind of want to get into maybe some favorite scenes before we get out of here.
Because I will say, I think this is literally the top trending movie at the moment. Because on my TikTok, that's all I see.
And it also doesn't help that they're leading into this movie with goth-led horror movie.
But at the same time, you don't see, and he's such a fucking smart dude. You don't fucking see the damn monster until the movie. You see a hint.
I think that's like I said. That was a very
brilliant
that was very thoughtful. Like let's not give the monster the first scene. Let's hide it.
No, let's ease up. Let's not give them all.
Probably my favorite scene will be one of the ones where his hand cast a shadow over the town.
Oh, dude, yeah,
that was good. That was good.
Or probably the scene we didn't even talk about, really, the little helper.
Oh my god!
Oh, where he eats the pigeon. Yeah.
That was the ship scene.
Dude, that scene is only like maybe 5 minutes, but it's way better than that last Voyage of the Demeter. Like it was incredible.
What about you, Zach?
I mean, okay, the Voyage of the Demeter wasn't that bad.
No, I'm not saying it was bad, but like there's more thought and like just scariness to that than there was in that movie.
I mean, I'll give you that.
Like there's a scene where like the guy walks across and you see like his body move like back into the shadows. I was like,
That
that's so good.
What about you?
I'm gonna go with the ship scene, the first time we see Orlok, and just like that whole the sequence leading up to like where Thomas goes to the castle. And honestly, anytime Lily Rose Depp is on screen, like this is awesome. Like I thought her performance it's probably worthy of a nomination. I know it's probably going a little far, but in my opinion, it's deserving.
Yeah,
you,
I think she did better than everybody else on screen. What about you, Ed?
I'd argue with that due to Bill, but man, it's hard to choose something in a movie like this because there's so much of it that was good. But
not to spoil your list, but is this one of your favorite movies of the year, or is it your favorite movie of the year? We still got a month for you to watch some other things, so who knows? You still haven't seen Megalopolis yet.
I'm sorry.
My point.
I would have to probably say if I had a favorite scene or a favorite couple scenes, I would say at least the castle scenes with Nicholas Hoult and Bill Skarsgård, Orlok and Thomas. Every bit of that was just tense.
Yeah.
Tense.
Yeah.
You weren't sure if he was just going to fuck him up at one time. You weren't sure if they were going to go into a different kind of thing. You weren't sure. Another is as messed up as it is, and I know it goes without saying that you are going to be like, I told you, kind of stuff, is like the killing of Aaron Taylor's family. That's such a brutal scene, and it's such a sad scene because the two girls didn't deserve it, but at the same time, they did try and tell him earlier because they're like, there's a man who talks to us under the bed and he wheezes a lot, and it's like, shit.
But it's almost like he's deserved of it because Aaron Taylor Johnson's like the naysayer of the entire film, and he gets almost what he deserves by the end of it.
Yeah.
In a way, I can understand it though, man, because it's just like if you got told, there's a 400-year-old vampire trying to hit up on your homeboy's girl,
and one last
in your
thing,
home.
One of my other favorite scenes is I know it's going to be cliche, but it's just paying the respect to the original, where the shadow of the hand going up the walls of the as he's like going to see Ellen.
But yeah, dude, there's so much in this film that's so good. When he first comes up, the journey to the castle, the journey away from the castle, the castle itself.
Ed's star rating?
Oh man, 5.
Oh,
it's an easy 5 for me. I'm Robert Eggers has My Flowers as well as Bill Skarsgård, and Bill Skarsgård is quickly becoming my favorite actor.
Don't watch The Crow then.
I can appreciate things, good or bad. I mean, I still like the
Robert Eggers' next film is a new look on Labyrinth. I heard.
Yeah, I heard that.
So
yeah.
I mean, I still like.
So they'll be
Will
dark
Smith after Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
So.
I think this movie is rightfully so. I'm going to go one step below. I'm going to give it a 4.5. I think it's a very, very good film. I don't even think you have to say, oh, this is one of the best horror films amongst horror genre. It's just one of the best films of the year. It's led with an all-star cast of performances, the score. It's a good flick, man. Go check it out. It's worth seeing it on the big screen. Zach?
Yeah, everything you guys said and more. Performances, Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Bill Skarsgård, even William Dafoe, who, he's always doing William Dafoe things. The cinematography, the score, the pay respect to 1922. I thought it was just, when I walked out, I was like, yeah, that might be top 5 movies for me. It's definitely in my top 10. I'm going to give it a 5. Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. It's one of the best movies of the year. Real quick, where do you rank it in the Eggers filmography between this, The Witch, Lighthouse, and The Northman?
The Witch, Lighthouse, The Witch, this movie, The Lighthouse, The Northman.
I'm gonna go Lighthouse, Nosferatu, the Northman, and the Witch.
Nosferatu, Witch, Lighthouse, and then Northman. I want to talk about one last thing. I want to talk about the ending scene. I want to talk about it for a reason. So, okay,
I like how he disintegrated when the sun hit him.
homeboy and old girl are getting it on, getting together and all that stuff. Okay. Husband is going down to destroy the damn, to burn the land that he is on before the first cock crows. I think it was a plan. Personally, I think it was Orlok's plan to get one last smash in and die. Not for real though, because literally
I think it was
knows.
a plan orchestrated by the husband and wife. Like she sacrificed herself to lure him there, so they can do that before the sun came up.
It was her plan to like keep him when the sun came up. But
yes, but with that being said, they don't know how to kill a vampire. Willem Dafoe's character kind of does. He's unsure of it though. They don't know. Nosferatu knows. He knows if I'm not back in that earth or that coffin,
right?
Like there.
It's not that hard to put together though. This is the simple Romeo and Juliet ending. Like they didn't take any. They didn't take any gambles on the ending, which they shouldn't have.
No,
it's a golden tale story. He sacrificed himself. She sacrificed herself for them to mate one last time before the sun came up. So,
and it's also, I thought it was also kind of the last frame of the film is literally like two of them in bed. They're both dead, and like he has like shriveled up to like a bean,
like
a bean,
he's
or
got
like a raisin or something.
He's got those Hank Hill legs and ass.
You stupid. That's true though, but no, I mean that was grotesque.
Yeah,
that whole death scene for both of them was grotesque.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way it pans back is just you see all the ribs, the spine, the hips, the leg bones, and all that good stuff. And you see her body just drained of blood.
That's
blood.
Literally what she dies from is blood loss, essentially.
Yeah.
So,
well,
what are we talking about next week?
We rank it up. Go check it out. Next week starts a new year and a new set of movies. Next week we are talking one of the greats from 2024. We're talking Alien Romulus. It's available on Hulu, right, Zach?
Hulu it up.
Yeah, so go check it out. That's next week. That's what we kick off the year with. That'll be next. Get this, guys. Next Monday, January the 6th. We're going to move back to Monday nights. So that's what we're doing next Monday, January the 6th, right here on the Cine-Men Movie Podcast.
Alien Romulus.
That's how you have to open up every episode next year. So, do you guys have anything else you want to add to Nosferatu before we get out of here and celebrate the new year?
Beautiful film, amazing. Just
yeah. Go support it. Check it out in the theater. We'll see you next year with a whole new slate.
Alien Romulus next Monday on a whole nother new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Have a good night, guys. Have a good week. Happy New Year. Hook 'em.
Bye.